The Muslims have an eschatology. In other words, they have a theology of the end. They know where they're going, according to their writings. They know where they're going. In Islamic eschatology, there are three great signs of the end of history. Three great signs. There are some lesser signs, or some minor signs, and some major signs. There are three great signs of the end of history. And each of them is a man. Let me tell you about those three men. The first man that will come in the end of history is the Mahdi. Sometimes he's called the 12th Imam. The Mahdi, or the 12th Imam, that means the guided one, is the long-awaited Savior. He will have an army. His army will be a massive army. The holy writings of Islam say that this army will carry black flags. By the way, the Iranian army today carries black flags. They want to be ready for the coming of the Mahdi. He will lead the army of black flags first to Israel, and then he will establish his rule in Jerusalem on the Temple Mount. That's what their literature says. When the Mahdi arrives, he will discover hidden scriptures. He will discover them, interestingly enough, somewhere near the Sea of Galilee, and there will be there hidden scriptures, hidden gospels, and a hidden Torah. And they will be the true scriptures which will be used by the Mahdi to show the Jews and the Christians they were wrong, that their scriptures were the false scriptures. Let me summarize. The Mahdi will be a messianic figure. He will be a descendant of Muhammad. He will be an unparalleled, unequaled leader. He will come out of a crisis of turmoil. He will take control of the world. He will establish a new world order. He will establish Islamic world headquarters at Jerusalem. He will rule for 7 years, establish Islam as the only religion. He will come on a white horse with supernatural power. He will be loved by all people on earth. He will establish a universal Islamic kingdom. And there's a second sign, a second person, and it is Jesus. Mahdi is not Jesus. Mahdi is greater than Jesus. So Jesus will return. Yes, Muslims believe that Jesus will come again. They believe in the return of Jesus. The Jesus of Islam, not God, he's a prophet. And he comes back, and he has one purpose when he comes back, and that is to assist and aid the Mahdi. He returns, listen to this, as a radical Muslim. He comes back as a radical Muslim. Jesus, when he comes back, will pray to the Mahdi, who is greater than he. He will acknowledge the Mahdi as his Lord. He will make a pilgrimage to Mecca. He will worship Allah, and thus he will lead all Christians who will follow him to reject their notion of Jesus and accept the real Jesus, who is nothing but a prophet and a man. Christians everywhere will affirm that they were wrong, that the gospel is wrong, the New Testament is wrong. He didn't die, he didn't rise, he isn't God, he isn't the Son of God. He himself will come back and point out how wrong we've been. He will correct all misinterpretations and all misrepresentations. Let me quote what their literature says. He will shatter crosses. That's metaphoric for the destruction of the church, symbol of Christianity. And then he will do one more thing. He will kill the Islamic Antichrist. He will kill the Islamic Antichrist. Then he will die and be buried by Muhammad, but not until he has destroyed Christianity by revealing who he really is. And it is he who kills the Antichrist. The Antichrist will show up. The Muslims call him Dajjal. He is the great deceiver, and he's blind in one eye. He is an infidel. He claims to be Jesus, the Son of God. But the true Jesus will slaughter him. This is their view of the true Christ. There will be a great battle. The Muslim Jesus will fight the false Jesus and kill him and establish Islam forever. There are a whole world of Muslims who think Jesus is someone he is not, and consequently reject the true Jesus. Do not be deceived. There's a world of Muslims deceived about the person of Jesus Christ. You cannot accommodate that by saying, isn't it wonderful they love Jesus? They don't. Our Jesus is their Antichrist. Our Antichrist is their Redeemer. Our Jesus is their Antichrist. Our Antichrist is their Redeemer. The Quran is supposedly the word of Allah, actually the word of Satan, but they think it's the word of Allah.